The following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
I wonder what's bringing that on.
She's a former athlete. She ran track, and she, on full scholarship, Tennessee and Northridge. And
right.
She ran since she was 7. So now she's getting the same thing a full athlete can get. Cartilage damage, ligaments, cysts, she was a broad jumper and a sprinter and a high jumper. So every time she jammed her leg, NBA guys got that same problem. Some of them can't walk. And a lot of airline stewardesses and pilots have it because they walk on a plane pushing carts vertically.
I just read an article about Earl Monroe and how many surgeries he's gone through and how he's in constant pain. And, it's great. It's great while you're going through it. The athletic part, but wow, afterwards. All right. Would you like to do an episode?
Let's go right now. I'm ready before I got to go back to class.
Okay. Let's go 3 beats and we'll start it. 1, 2, 3. We are back. Lenny Randle's Hot Corner. Lenny has returned. How are you, sir?
I'm busy and blessed and staying away from stress.
You got to do that. Linda's been a little under the weather, and I just want to tell you to pass on best wishes that she recovers quickly.
Yeah, as soon as she gets to surgery, we'll be fine. A lot of people are having that.
Good.
Problem with the legs.
Okay, Lenny, I've missed you a couple of weeks, and I want to ask you about a project you have going with someone who wrote a book, Kiner's Corner, and it's Mr. Roseman. What's going on with that?
Well, we have some dates, May and April 31st, and we're going to do some live shows at Citi Field with celebrity guests and players, former players, current players. I know just about everybody, but the Pope's cousin.
Right.
I'm inviting them all to 40 people to come party with us in the booth at Citi Field in our own suite. We have our own suite. We'll do our own iTunes, Comfortably Zoned Radio Corner show. And it'll be in 5 languages. We'll have memorabilia. We'll have auctions. And the first 10 people will have possible ownership of a team in Italy.
Whoa. That's all you get?
That's all you get, buddy.
Oh, wow.
We got all the food you can eat, and it's going to be fun. And some people might want to watch the game.
Yeah. Hey, Lenny, since we talked, your former teammate and iconic hero in New York, Rusty Staub, passed away.
Felix called me, because we talked about him 2 weeks ago, you and I.
Right.
Felix called me and his wife, Mercedes, they were crying. Lenny, what are we going to do? I'm going, stay young, stay active, stay busy. There's nothing you can do for the dead. You can only help the living. So let's be entertainers and keep people's spirits up, because they don't know that we get old. They don't know that we get, headaches, kidney problems, legs cut off, amputation. So we got to keep everybody up tempo, because we're put in this world to play ball and entertain. So that's kind of a gift. So don't be depressed. Inspire. So he goes, when are you flying me to New York?
That's great. That's great. I wish you the best with that project. That is very, very cool.
Well, you're going to be involved, because I'm going to have the camera on while I'm talking to you in the booth.
Oh.
Just make sure you shave and make sure Talie's looking like Donna Summers or looking like.
You've never seen me dressed up, Lenny. I mean, I just spare no cost.
Make it out.
I will shave, but it won't be my beard. Uh,
No, I mean, just look cool.
okay. Don't shave for me, Argentina. How about that one? I don't know if you ever remember that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in these changing times, you got to go back to old school every now and again. And
Well, the 70s, 80s, and 90s, Ralph, they were the best time of baseball and the best time of a lot of people's life. Now it's all
especially,
and
I'll tell you, the '70s there was no music like the '70s, and we haven't talked about this much, but you're so multidimensional. You're a Renaissance man. You literally, not just for play, have a career in music. I mean, um,
Ralph, unfortunately, music is our relief and escape. I mean, every stadium's doing it. I'm straight out of Compton way before Ice Cube and Ice T and Vanilla Ice and all the ices and Easy E and Snoop Dogg. Those are my little leaguers. But we did music while we played ball in Compton and Long Beach. It was part of our life to party a little bit and then go play.
right.
And then, in pregame, we danced before we hit.
um,
So I wrote the songs and the money that we made. We sold 100,000 records, Ralph. And they're, I don't know, collectibles now. According to Dan Epstein with Rolling Stone magazine, they're worth $100 each. So we
wow.
donated the proceeds. I have about 100 of them left. So if anybody wants one, I sell them for $900 and I'll give them uniforms and scholarships for kids. Because I'm blessed for life. So basically, anybody that want a collectible, I'll play it, or you can play it, and I'll send you a copy of it, and you can feel good about it. Just feel good music. It's part of our post-game and pre-game celebration.
Nice, nice, Lenny. Have you chosen the music for the events at City Field?
No, but I think Dan Epstein says if I don't put I'm a ball player or another touch on his playlist or King Dog, I said if I put King Dog on there, then I'm really dating myself.
You mentioned that your friend Thad Bosley was kind of out of contact. You guys made a record when you were both still playing, and I wonder how that came about that you got to be recorded.
During the strike, we got together more because we had a 60-day, 30-day, couple strikes during our career. So what do you do when you're on strike? I employed our whole team to do songs and record, Atlanta and Seattle. We had a tour. We actually did comedy, baseball, music. We even had War, the band, Gary Goldstein and Howard Scott and Lonnie Smith, those guys
Right.
part of our tour. In fact, Joe Simpson is still driving me nuts about the tape because that tape got him on 60 Minutes, and Harry Reaser goes, wow, Joe Simpson has a broadcasting career because he was acting like Eccles, and he was acting like Harry Reaser, he's acting like Howard Cosell. He was doing impressions of different broadcasters. And that got him a career in broadcasting with Atlanta.
Very cool. Very cool.
And, he's still with Atlanta Braves.
Would you have gone into music if things were different? Was there a chance that music would have been your thing, not sports?
For sure, Ralph. We came up with the Jackson Five. I mean, my sister was trying to date Tito and Michael. So my
Wow.
neighbor was their neighbor. I had a condo in Seattle, and they owned the properties that the public storage. We invested with him, and he goes, Lenny, come on up to Leimert Park. I said, what? Yeah, well, come to Leimert Park, come meet a couple of people, and then I'll introduce you to the family of the Jacksons, because Michael, Tito, and Jermaine really wanted to be baseball players, before they got into music. And I go, we can switch. I'll go to music, and you go to baseball.
Were any of those guys any good? Just out of
Yeah, Jermaine and Tito were great outfielders, man. They're in Gary, Indiana. What do? Come out of the snow, you play ball or hockey or
right.
basketball. That's why they have such great basketball. They're an indoor sport town. But the Jacksons, leisure was baseball. They were good athletes. In
Wow.
fact, the White Sox were going to draft Michael or Tito or Jeremy, but the dad, had them all music, 24/7.
Well,
Her
and
passion.
and you were sports 24/7, pretty much.
Well, the leisure time in our downtime, we would go hang together. I go, look, when I make it, I would call Barry Gordy or I'd call Bunky Shepard. These are guys that I know that were in the industry that wanted to produce my record. And I go, no, I don't want to be owned. I want to be independent. But you can help me because I want to ding with the Jacksons. I want to open a show. Me and Thad Bosley or our group, Dick
Right.
Grego and Brian Clark and Reggie Alton. We and Larry Landerson. We had a little bit of comedy. Julio Cruz, Dave Emerson. We thought we were funny, and other people thought we were funny on the field and off the field.
Well, I saw a clip with you. Speaking of talent, musical talent, it was a thing a little cabaret thing for the Seattle Mariners.
Oh,
Do you remember that? I mean, you can dance, you can move those feet a little bit, and that was very, very cool. Who produced that, and how did that come about?
that was a Fred Rogan with Channel 5 now in L.A. I was copying Ben Vereen. He was one of our fans in New York, and he was one of the guys we admired through our
Right.
career. And my sister and family were in the dance. My brother was a tap dancer. My sister was a tap dancer and a musician, drummer and artist. And he was with Don Cherry and Charles Lloyd. He was into jazz. So that was the musical side of the family because my brother kept going, dude, kick baseball to the curb. Let's just do music. Come on. So then my sister go, I want to do background. And I go, so, well, you'll be Reba Jackson or Janet Jackson, and you'll be, so we were trying to form a group. And they go, but Lenny's got to go play that freaking baseball. So it was a distraction.
Well, it kind of humbles you. It when your family responds that way, you don't get the big head. I mean, you would think big league ball player and all that. They just put you right back in your place.
They kept me feeling like I was either, remember Urkel or Bubba Gump, or they always kept me
Right.
humble.
Right.
Yeah, and then like family, the sports world, entertainment life, Ralph, can get you out of whack. You can think you're all that in a bag of chips, and you can think you could depart the Red Sea. But family will keep you humble. And once you got family, you don't need nothing else to keep you. 5 good friends around you and family, that's all you need.
Conversely, Lenny.
Destroyed. The transition is terrible. Go ahead.
Conversely, Lenny, when you're down, your family can bring you back up too. Can you tell me some of the times or one of the key times when you were really down with baseball and you were questioning it and you had to go to the well, so to speak, for some support?
I couldn't. My mom and dad wouldn't let me. They would call me. I'd call them every Sunday or weekly, just to remind you how great you have it, how good you are to be out of come to California, graduate from college, get a degree. You still wrote. So anything else is a bonus. Don't take nothing else serious. You made it, dude. Relax.
Oh, wow.
If you're 0 for 25 or 1 for 24, if your girlfriend kicks you out of the house or locks you out of the house, you made it.
Nice.
So
Nice answer.
Perspective. And if you got a hit, 0 for 4, I didn't get shot, so I'm okay.
Nice. What a positive way to go through life when you think about it. Just count the blessings you do have and be thankful for whatever it is that you have going for yourself. And play the game. You take a shot. You win, you lose. Some get rained out.
Yeah. My mother, Ethel Randle, at scholarship, we give $2,000 a year or a month, our 8 tour. We do an 8-city tour with the collegeexpo.org. And Teresa, my sister who's over that, goes, we got to keep Mom's present alive because we made it because of her. we made it, so we got to help everybody else make it. I'm going, we got to adopt 400,050 kids? She goes, yep.
That's cool.
So that's kept us grounded. And every parent calls us like the other son is our son or guardian's our guardian. We're going, look, we're just going to the beach. We're not keeping them. We're going to train. We're going to run in the water. We're going to meet the Pope. And then you can have them back.
You told me once between the Bradleys and the Randles, how many athletes there were, or
Yeah.
18 world-class athletes, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know about Tyus Edney, and I'm assuming he's assistant head coach at UCLA now. We just visited the campus with the players.
Right.
And then we had Marcus Johnson, his cousin, and Rodney King is a cousin. And Rodney King was an athlete before he got into the drama with the police. Now, he was a good first baseman, pretty good basketball player.
Really?
And he was, yeah.
Did not know that. He passed away a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Blessed athlete and blessed person, just around the wrong group of people. See, when you're around a circle of people, I don't care who you are, it could be Justin Timberlake, Obama, yourself. If you're around some good five good positive people, or three positive circle people, like Matt Barnes says with the Lakers, you gonna be all right. If you're around negative people, you got to doubt. You got a question mark every day we wake up. You don't know if they want you for you. You don't know if they want your money. They just want to be in the car, or they just want perks for your parties. You know. So it's kind of the family's always been in that circle in and out of it. Because Marcus Johnson was like Mr. Milwaukee Buck and Mr. UCLA, and also actor and movie producer and White Man Can't Jump. And so we've diversified our careers from acting to sports to entertainment. It's pretty much all the same. And then when I talk about Chase Price, running back, San Diego State, him and his roommates getting redrafted in 2 weeks.
Whoa.
Rashad Penny is like, he's not our cousin, but he's almost like a family member, because my son, Bradley Randle, Vikings, is training him in football. He's training Rashad and Elijah Penny, the two brothers of getting ready to go in the NFL.
Well, you just keep passing it on down the line, generation to generation. It's beautiful.
Training, and then we're training these guys to talk 20, 50 questions life after, like broadcasting, or behind the scenes, or writing a script, or writing a book. That way they always have a circle to be in that's a positive circle, that's a motivating circle.
Lenny, can I ask you about the first 5 years of all the family's lives, collectively? What's the common denominator that you put in the kid's head in those first 5 years?
Make your bed, wake up, fix your own breakfast, groom, brush your teeth, go to class, be on time, sit in the front of the room, make a B. You may not be a B student, but don't be an F student. You may not be an A student, but try to get B's and C's. Pass. Once you pass, the trigonometry and the geometry that you may or may not fail to pass, when you're 40, it doesn't matter anymore. When you're 30, it didn't matter anymore.
Right
now, do it to get by. Because we do things in order. See, in Europe, when we do stuff in Europe, we do it as a craft. And we do it to maintain dignity and respect. It's something, a passion that we work at. Some people don't have the privilege to work and do what you want in life. If you want to be a chemist, a pharmacist, a film producer, we don't get those choices. And like in American schools, you got to pay for it. In Europe, you can just study that craft at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. You don't need all the other classes.
It's like a charter school kind of thing where it's fit to educate the individual.
Fit your gift. Your gift now, you had no idea, Ralph, 20 years ago that you'd be broadcasting and doing shows. You were a comedian. You were probably doing pranks and working for Uber or a taxi driver or something.
I was what I was. Let's put it that way, and I am what I am. You can't look back sometimes, but when you do, always have selective memory, everybody. Just that comes in handy.
our athletes. Sports is a vehicle to do something else, period. You do it 10 days, 10 years, 50 years, and then what? So get ready for the next life after sports, life after pro ball, college, or whatever. Because, Ralph, everybody coming out right now in the next 2 weeks of high school and middle school and college think they're going to be scouted and drafted and signed like Mike Trout or Kershaw or Griffey. Reality is they're on a travel ball team, and the travel ball team coach tells them they're great, and they find out, ooh, I can get a job at Walmart. And I better go to T-Mobile and see if I can an application for real money. This is what happened to all the praise? See, that field praise and the off-the-field praise is a reality check.
Yep.
So half of the seniors, all 5,000 I know around the country, there's usually about 500 per class. You get top 10 or top 500 in your class. Even the top 10 guys don't always get a scholarship because they think, oh, Coca-Cola is going to just give me $50,000. So I'm going to walk into USC. I'm going to go to San Francisco State University or San Jose State University, and I'm going to be dean of students right off in my freshman year.
Right. They'll announce it at registration.
Yeah. And then, then they run FAFSA. Oh my God, I can't get a scholarship. I got to pay. And then the parents go, "You're not my child. I'm leaving you. Pay for yourself."
Right.
We're done. You're 18. Get it out.
And good luck.
Yeah. Ralph, it takes some people 2 to 3 years, 20, 21, 22. Then they go, okay, now you're a liability.
Right.
You're taking all the food. You got guests coming in the house. I don't know who they are. You want me to pay your car note, your rent, and your phone? Okay, we need to get a job here. College isn't working.
Yes. And it isn't for every. That's another thing, that our society is geared to liberal arts and college, and that's not necessarily where the jobs are. We need some folks that can do manual labor and mechanical stuff, technical stuff that you don't get in a liberal arts school. So you got to be careful how you're educated, and because you're going to spend 3 or 4 years, you better have some sort of roadmap as to where it's going to take you from when you graduate and where the jobs are.
Yeah, we just had a STEM program. It's science, technology, engineering, agriculture, medicine, and music. And that program is Bill Gates and fuel Boeing, and they bring 40 computers to our schools, and then they let the kids go in there and learn technology on the spot, 4 days straight. By the time they leave, they are able to put together a computer, put together a TV, or change the economy through economics and agriculture. They get educated. These are middle school kids. So those jobs at 15, 16, 17 are going to give them $150,000 at 15, 16, 17 years old on up to 60. So I had some of the military guys come to the bus van and say, look, you want a job, you could be hired right now by this guy. He's the engineer. And they go, what? Yeah, $150,000. Now your son's 12. He's got 4 years. And your other son is 15. He could be hired tomorrow. But he want to be a football player. So there's a plan B here. It's
Right.
STEM. Use STEMteam.com. You can look it up. And it's taken over the nation because they need 50,000 new people right now to take those jobs. Doesn't matter about age. It's all about, can you delete an ad and hit send?
Well, that leaves me out, but there's a lot of other folks out there. I hope you can pick up the slack for me. It's called socialism, and that's a dirty word. That's a dirty word for a lot of people. But the truth is, socialism is no more than people helping each other. Families, it takes a village, and the word scares people because it sounds like communism. But you got to read the whole word. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid, folks. Helping people is great. Makes you feel good inside. Listen to Lenny's voice and the laughter that comes and the joy of his life that comes from helping people. And then you think about the late Barbara Bush, who just passed away.
Oh, God bless her soul, yeah.
Yeah.
I had the privilege of being in their booth in Texas, August, during the season when Bush was our
Yeah.
owner. And I'll send you that picture for your fans. This suite is phenomenal. Charlie Fry was next door. And Barbara was a comedian. She was just fun to be around.
She called herself just a grandma. Everybody's grandma. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect lady for White House and for America. Her image is phenomenal. I mean, that should be the role model for any presidential or any cabinet members, mayor. That image of her is what most women should want to be like to back their husbands or back their families. I mean, she's just a great example for America. And I wish there was a clone Barbara Bush. Oh, my God. Can we find another one, please?
Well, I would have wished that clone would have shown up at Katrina at the big stadium there that time. But hey, listen, rest in peace, and we'll be looking for that clone.
Yeah.
Lenny, I enjoy your company.
Just the beginning, brother. It's going to get better, folks, so stay tuned.
Okay, I'm going to make an announcement that the Comfortably Zoned Radio Network is hooking up with sports. Well, I'll make that announcement. I can't do it.
We're going to be live, City Field. 40 people. Call me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram me, whatever. You get a great seat. It's like $250, and all you can eat. And we're going to pregame and postgame party. So 2 days of it.
And you'll put Comfortably Zoned Radio on the scoreboard.com. How about that?
It'll be live. Comfortably Zoned, baby.
Beautiful. Can't wait, Lenny.
Okay, it's going to be fun, folks.
And give my best to Linda. I hope she's on the road to recovery. Shalom.
Shalom.
Adios, man. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back.